Hello, my Sixers friends. It has been a wild ride, and somehow it got worse, as now there is, quote, scuttlebutt throughout the league that Joel Embiid wants to join the New York Knicks. This being per Chris Bouchard via First Things First on FS1. And I have a lot of opinions, and I have a lot of questions. The first question being, of course, Chris, what is scuttlebutt, and is this a term we're using for rumors in 2023? According to the stats, apparently it is. But seriously, what does this mean for this team? What does this mean for Joel Embiid? And ultimately, is this valid? Should we pay any attention to it? And what are you guys thinking about all of this? Now, before we jump into everything, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. We have lots to talk about in the upcoming 6 days before regular season starts, so you definitely do not want to miss out on all of the content that Sean and I are coming out with, so definitely make sure you hit all those buttons. But let's get into Joel Embiid. So I have seen tweets of this nature in the past before of Joel Embiid wanting to leave. I've seen plenty of videos, including Knick's Digest videos, of fans wanting to acquire Joel Embiid. Who would not want Joel Embiid? He is the reigning MVP of the league. And to be honest, in the past, I have ultimately ignored them or not paid much attention to them. But I will say that this one does hit a little bit differently after the July comments from Joel Embiid saying that he doesn't really care if he is part of Philly when he wins the chip. He just wants to ultimately win a championship. And so, it definitely is making me a little bit more uneasy than normal, but I still don't buy it, and I kind of want to also jump into just Sixers fans' reactions about the quote-unquote burning down of the team and starting fresh, which is the idea that we get rid of James Harden first and foremost, we fire Daryl Morey, and ultimately we pull the trigger and trade Joel Embiid and get as many first and second round picks as humanly possible and build the team around 22-year-old Tyrese Maxey. And I love Tyrese Maxey. I have always loved Tyrese Maxey, but I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to get rid of Joel Embiid. In terms of, has Joel Embiid said in private that he is perhaps frustrated with the Sixers organization? I believe that 100%. Joel Embiid has been a fighter, and he's been very patient with this team. He's dealt with the Colangelo stuff. He's dealt with Ben Simmons, who, Joel has said he had beef with at that point. He's dealt with having to see Jimmy Butler leave. He's dealt with us messing around before free agency started and losing draft picks. He's now in the middle of dealing with, as James Harden calls it, the quote-unquote divorce between James Harden and Daryl Morey, and has had to deal with all of the media drama around that. Joel Embiid is a fighter. He has been very good to this team. I mean, even aside from all the off-court stuff, on the court, breaks his face, puts on a face mask, and still works his heart out on the court in postseason. So, to get rid of Joel Embiid, or willingly get rid of Joel Embiid, is absolutely asinine to me. I am not on that train. If you asked me maybe 15 minutes after Game 7 of the Boston series, perhaps I may have been on that train. But ultimately, with time to sit, we have a MVP, and although it feels like a repeat of Iverson, I think that hopefully we can get our act together, and that at least we're seeing that we're having problems before we lose Joel Embiid in his prime. Now, does Joel Embiid genuinely want to go to the Knicks? I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know. Do the Knicks want him? Of course they do. Again, I've seen the Knicks Digest channel. They would love to have Joel Embiid on their team. Who wouldn't want to have Joel Embiid on their team? In terms of, I'll bring this up first. In terms of, like, his personality, I think that Joel Embiid's confidence and his so infamous trolling. I don't know how well that will translate to other teams. I think it's a very Philly personality to have, and that our fans really kind of enjoy that. So again, I don't know how well that would translate to other teams. In terms of playing for the Knicks, he's obviously going to be the superstar there if for some reason this does end up being true. And in terms of what we would get back for him, there's no real Knicks stars that we're going to try and really grab. In terms of the trade, what we're going to want is a massive amount of first round picks. And the Knicks do have them, and they have so many first and second round picks, actually, that it took 2 screenshots to get all the way to 2030. So if the goal is to burn down the team and start completely fresh and build the team around Tyrese Maxey, get rid of James Harden, Joel Embiid, and even Daryl Morey, then this is an option, but I am not ready for it. Although I've gone through my ups and downs with this team as much as everybody else has here, I think that what Joel needs is a new coach, which is what he has with Nick Nurse, and he needs just a healthy offseason, which he hasn't had yet, and he needs some stars around him, and as Tyrese Maxey is stepping into his own, and you know what, I'll say it, Jaden Springer's stepping into his own. I think that I still have some positivity. I really do. So hearing this, I'm gonna choose to ignore it personally. As a Sixers fan, I'm going to choose to let that go, let those thoughts go, and I guess I will say that I pay attention to the frustrations that Joel has, but I ultimately think he's too much of a fighter to give up on this team, because I do think he sees the potential that we have as well. Now, to end this on a more fun note, I guess, the new city jerseys have dropped, and I kind of want to know your guys' opinion on them. So it was kind of a cute promo that they did for the new city jerseys. So they gave them out to a lot of the owners of the restaurants and shops in Reading Terminal Market. And that is, of course, the staple of Philadelphia food. It is a great little market if you've never been there. Definitely check it out. And yeah, they gave them out to all of the owners, and I'm loving the dark blue, I have to say. Big fan of the color. And I like that they added these little arrows on the side, which is in reference to the Reading Terminal Market sign out front. So, very cute on that. I don't really like the typeface, and I don't understand why we have to use the whole phrase City of Brotherly Love. We could just say Philly and make it legible from further than 5 feet away. But ultimately, we've seen worse jerseys, I'll put it that way. So definitely let me know what you're thinking on that. I don't know. I just wanted to end on a fun note. But definitely let me know what you're thinking. Are you pro burn the team, or pro trust the process, or are you somewhere in the middle? I'm kind of in the middle, I guess. But definitely let me know what you're thinking, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!